So the second question I wanted to discuss was the rally. Why this rally? So it first started in 2019. So I presume this is the second physical rally or second? Yeah. Okay. So why do you need a rally to do this?
Okay. Because honestly, in our day-to-day lives, like besides voting, what else is there that we can do? Okay, there's a lot. And
Yeah,
the
you
rally
mentioned
is
a few just
one of
now.
them. Yeah, the rally is one of them, right? And this is really like a physical show of our solidarity and our like belief in this issue, that this needs to be looked at further, and that people are willing to like spend their entire Saturdays and come out and stand behind this. Yeah.
Or at least part of their Saturdays, right? You still welcome people
Yeah,
who
part
can.
of their Saturdays.
Yeah.
Everyone can do it. I will say I think we can trace kind of concrete change coming out of the 2019 rally. As small as it was back in the day, right? We had about 2,000 people show up.
2,000. That's not small. That's significant.
Well, we're hoping for more.
What's the target this time?
More than 2,000. That's one.
Okay.
I think we very much saw the impact of that, right? Where we saw how it changed national discourse, because this had never happened before. You know, mainstream media, independent media were both reporting on the fact that 2,000 people showed up to Hong Lim Park caring about climate change. This meant also that then the public was talking a bit more as the climate crisis was a part of our national discourse. This has also then a huge impact on policy making, which ultimately is one of the big picture angles we are pushing towards, which is greater climate ambition for Singapore. One of the big asks of all rally goers back in 2019 was to write a postcard to their MP to ask for bolder climate action. We sent these postcards out. We actually got public responses from a number of ministers and MPs. And I think one of my favorite statistics to bring up when we try to think about when we try to tell people like, hey, why you should come to the rally, is that in 2019, which is the year the rally happened, the number of questions asked about climate change in Parliament tripled compared to the year before. I am not saying that this is purely because of the 2019 Hong Lim Park rally.
Well, you should.
There's some correlation there.
You should say, own it and be proud of it. I think definitely there's more than a correlation. I don't think it's coincidental. I think it has a.
Yeah.
I mean, the rally played a large part in it.
I think we very much would like to believe that, because we've seen policies change, right, in the past 3 years. I think we've seen the government take on a number of our suggestions that we made back in 2019. So, for example, we called for Singapore to be more ambitious in our net zero target. So the year that we hit net zero emissions, back in 2019, Singapore had set it for 2100, which was critically insufficient because globally it was recommended that was 2050. In the past 4 years, we've seen that change. We've seen the government halve our target from a 2100 net zero target to a 2050 net zero target, exactly what we're asking for. We've seen it also with policy changes such as increasing the carbon tax, again, something we asked for back in 2019 when we said, hello, $5 per ton of carbon is kind of ludicrous in today's day and age, so far off the global recommendation. We now see the carbon tax rising to, I think, $25 next year, and then a bit more. It's progressively rising over the next couple of years. So I think we can't deny the impact that showing up and gathering in numbers and making your voice heard has in terms of shifting the needle in Singapore about what Singaporeans want out of our climate policies, right? In terms of shifting the needle in Parliament as to what the appetite is among Singaporeans for bolder climate action. And yeah, I think that the sum, what is that phrase? You know, the sum of the parts is greater than its the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Sum of its parts, yeah.
Yeah. And that for me is the power of showing up to Hong Lim Park. Our voice collectively is so much stronger in asking for a livable future than if like I said it alone or Debbie said it alone. So yeah,
right.
John, please.
No, I agree with you. I was just asking, as in it didn't mean that I was casting doubts on the value of the rally. I do think there is something, and it's a it's a cardinal rule of politics as much as it is of economics. If there's no demand, there won't be supply. I think one of the ways to show demand is to show up. So I will be there, and I hope everyone who's listening will be there. Will be there. So I see a few influencers in the people who attend today. So please spread this as much as possible. Corey and everybody, just please
We
tell
also
people to
have
turn up
like
for this.
games that we are preparing and like a kids area, so you can bring your
Right,
Khalid.
okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, bring Khalid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Okay.